Here to weigh in, U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer, who was at the center of these negotiations for the United States that blew up on Friday. Mr. Ambassador, it's great to see you tonight. What exactly, really understandable for the American people, pushed Canada supposedly over the edge on Friday?
So, Laura, thanks for having me on. But that is the key question. On Tuesday evening, we had reached details of the agreement to do exactly what you mentioned. Canada has had the best access to the U.S. market over the past year and a half, even with all the different tariff actions we've taken. And they came to us, and they wanted to negotiate a deal, and we said, fine, we're happy to do that. And we offered them an even better deal to reduce their tariffs on steel, aluminum, autos, and lumber to the best in the world. And we believed we had a deal. They went back to Ottawa. They came back the next day. They took issue with how some of it might be implemented. But ultimately, when what seemed like a political decision, they decided to reject this and go in favor of some of the rhetoric you're seeing now.
Well, one of the interesting takes on all of this came from like a Chinese state media source, essentially saying that Canada launched a Chinese-style counterattack against the United States. It was almost like, I mean, conspiracy theory sounds like a conspiracy theory, but almost sounds like they were consulting with China on how to deal with Trump, when perhaps they think Trump is perhaps slightly more vulnerable politically than he was a year ago.
Well, Laura, if you just look back at the past year and a half of the Trump presidency, the president has taken strong action against the world. We haven't really singled countries out. We have a global action to protect American jobs, American industry. I have two countries that have retaliated over that time, the People's Republic of China and Canada. And by the way, in a lot of ways, we've settled out with China on key issues. So it's really just Canada. So they are mimicking the kind of things that Canada would do at the same time that they're welcoming Chinese electric vehicles and potential investment in Chinese auto production in Canada.
Now, you mean they're mimicking China, what China would do?
That's exactly right, yes.
The media is going crazy over what they think is unfair treatment of our friends, the Canadians. This is my favorite of all the headlines, I think, from The Guardian, obviously a liberal rag in the UK. But they're warning that this tariff action against Canada and the trade war is going to lead to surging toilet paper prices because of your, I guess, your failure, Jamieson. Like you couldn't get, so now everybody can't afford their toilet paper. Is there any truth to that toilet paper headline?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty silly, right? I mean, the reality is the tariffs that were imposed on Saturday on Canada, we warned Canada 5 weeks ago about this. Everyone knew this could happen, and it only affects about 5% of imports from Canada into the United States. You know, only like 0.2% of American imports overall, only 0.06% of American consumption. So the concept that this could have any kind of meaningful effect on the United States is quite limited. And guess what? If there's something in there that has some negative effect that is brought to the attention of President Trump, he can do what he needs to do. I mean, this is just not going to lead to any economic Armageddon for us.
Are toilet paper prices going to go up?
I highly doubt that based on this. We make toilet paper in America, right? We make it here.
No. Well, they're very upset with you in the American media because if it's a choice between China and the United States or Canada and the United States, they're never going with the United States with Trump in office. Never. They're always going to go with Canada and China. That's a Ingraham Angle rule of thumb. Mr. Ambassador, we can't wait to see what happens next. This is quite dramatic. Thank you very much.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.